Oh, DVG. I'm sorry.
DLZ, that's like blasphemy, man.
DLZ, DVG.
It's the devil.
Some series of.
Well, I'm DLG guys, or DLV.
We were all set.
They're terrible.
All right. Board of Zoning Appeals meeting for December 22nd, 2025. Come to order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Secretary, if you'll call the roll.
Nick Nosovich,
Here.
Dick Sauerman,
Here.
Jeremy Taylor,
Here.
John Marshall,
Here.
Dan Haley. Here.
That's taken care of. Next is approval of minutes. Minutes have been circulated. Any corrections, additions?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
A motion by Mr. Taylor for approval, seconded by Mr. Sauerman. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, call the roll.
Dick Sauerman.
Yes.
Jeremy Taylor.
Yes.
John Marshall,
Yes.
Dan Haley.
Yes.
Nick Nosovich.
Yes. We have no old business, new business next, petition 25-45. SLB Brothers Properties LLC petitioner / Lake County H&F LLC owner. Request is a variance from development standards. Purpose is to allow an encroachment on the side yard setback. Location is 9611 North Washington Street. Name and address for the record and tell us what you got going.
Yes, Russ Posen, DVG Team Inc., 1155 Spotline Road, Crumpling, Indiana, representing SLB Brothers Properties, excuse me. We're here before you for a side yard development variance from the standards. We had submitted findings of fact for records, but I will hit the highlights of that finding of facts in my presentation tonight. The location here, as you can see, it's over on 96th and Broadway, and then Washington over on the west, which is the Crownhurst development. It's currently one lot. The reason for the variance is we are seeking to develop this property into two lots, as you can see from the site plan. It's currently one lot, and with that subdividing of two lots, we're looking for efficiencies by having one access drive, as you can see on the south there, which is 96th Place, and then one access over on there on the west, which is Washington. That access drive will obviously serve both properties, and then we have the in-between drive aisles, and then the parking right on that property line that straddles the two. This is a variance from a 10-yard setback on the side in a B3 zoning district down to 0. This variance that you see before you is actually consistent with a lot of other developments that we've done in the city here, specific subdivisions, Beacon Hill South, Superior Corporate Center, Crown East. Several developments have this variance granted and obviously sought in this particular case. The reason for this, I think that it's consistent, or that it's favorably received from the BZA, is that it is typically a part of your comprehensive plan. Your comprehensive plan in the city speaks to making efficiencies for traffic by combining access drives of adjacent properties, which we are doing. This development that you see before you here, the east development is looking for a convenience store with gas station pumps. That is something that has not been submitted yet for site development or subdivision, but we are seeking to do that, assuming we are successful tonight. The west commercial lot is for nothing specific yet, but obviously we're looking to develop that or seek a user if we're successful. The way that this layout is set up is that parking, the demand and the provided parking would be, each lot would have the required amount of parking. We're not seeking any variances from parking standards. Assuming we are successful tonight with the variance, it behooves me to make the statement that this variance is only specifically if we are successful in future submittals and approvals of a subdividing this into two lots. It doesn't make sense for this development, obviously, if it's a variance, if it's just one lot. So, I'm sure that's something that you guys would like to consider or should consider, assuming, again, we are successful in receiving this variance. At this point, I think I'll be open for questions, comments, concerns.
All right. Mr. Watson, staff report.
Sir, petitioner is requesting a variance from development standards to allow a reduction of the side yard setback on the property located between Broadway and Washington on 96th. The current side yard setbacks in a B3 business zone is 10 feet. The request is to allow a 0-foot setback for a shared drive aisle between two future lots. We have received no calls of support, but we have received calls of remonstration. All notices have been properly sent out by certified mail, and the notice has been published in the newspaper.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Sarman, questions to the petitioner.
So you just mentioned that this proposed site will be a gas station, is that what you said?
So we're looking to do at this point, that is our client is looking to do that as a gas station on the east side. Obviously, we have not submitted anything yet because we have to get through tonight first.
Okay, and then this, we'll call it lot number 2.
The west lot.
Yeah, the west lot. You've drawn something in here. This is just a representation of what. it could be.
Representation of a general commercial, size. Obviously, we had the building as big as, could fit with, amount of parking, and we looked at it from, the current parking demand standards that are consistent with, retail, and obviously that's what we show. Again, we're just trying to be, a positive or a truthful representation of typical commercial development that'd be on a lot like that.
And the owner of this lot 1, the large portion, he will then sell both of the subdivided lots.
At this point, I don't know
Is he
if
going to develop them himself?
Well,
Here's the nature of my question, Russ.
Yeah.
Is this shared access to
Mhm.
get into these 2 lots, is he creating that for himself for both lots, or will it be for 2 separate owners, one lot 1, one lot 2?
At this point, I don't know if it's going to be 2 different owners. That's obviously a little bit ahead of the game, and haven't really specifically asked that.
Okay,
But my clients, I would say that, I guess I just can't say. I have no idea if they're going to sell or not. But obviously, if everything is successful, we know the protocols. We have to get legal, descriptions and agreements that are set in place, and tried and true if this does proceed forward, so that obviously whoever buys it, cannot break that agreement.
okay. And there will be some type of shared access
Yes,
agreement then?
yes. Those agreements we know.
So
it's
we would do that, you would do that after the.
At site development,
subdivision,
at site development.
Site development, yeah,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
all right.
The normal protocols that we do for any
Yeah.
consistent project like this. Yep.
Okay.
We're always upfront with those developers. They know what they have to do, and we make sure they do it.
I have no additional questions.
Mr. Riley.
Let me see if I understand this. You got one big lot,
Mhm.
and what you want to do is put 2 buildings on this big lot. And there's probably enough, maybe a little bit more, to put the building. Why don't we just do a larger building? But in any event, they're going to create 2 lots.
Mhm.
And by that creation of 2 lots, then you're creating a hardship or a practical difficulty development standard in developing that second lot. Right? Actually, the first lot as well. So it's, in instances, you're just creating your own hardship. And we can't, just because you want to have that, what it should, the way that should go is lot 1 should stand on its own, lot 2 should stand on its own. And then if you needed a variance on lot 2 or 1, you'd go for each one. But by doing this, I just don't see where you're creating a hardship that necessitates a variance.
I understand the nature of the statement.
That's yeah, where you're. Do they have any, this is just gonna be a general commercial building over here?
On the west? At this point, yes, it's a lot 2 will be a general commercial right now, yes. It'd be something that is consistent with the B3 zoning.
And they don't have enough room to meet the setback on the set.
Not with, so with that lot two, if these are separated, it would create some practical difficulties because the lot two, has two front yard setbacks, as you can see on 96 and then Washington. And that reduces the amount of space that you could put the drive and parking. So if you do not have this, I think it would be difficult to get we'll say a normal sized commercial development on that lot too.
But you can make buildings smaller.
You can make the building smaller, but a 60 by 100 is a very typical commercial size. That
If
is
you have enough room. It's typical, but
true.
in this case, it's not. I don't know, I would like to just not see. So, Mr.
I know we're here talking about the matter at hand, but, the uncertainty as far as what these buildings are truly gonna be. I understand that the target is for a convenience store on the front,
On the east one is a convenience store with gas pumps, yes.
correct? The concern is that one location, the only in and out for that, if that were to happen?
As it is set up right now, that one entrance point for lot one, if it's a lot with the east lot is a standalone, then that would be the only
There'd be
entrance
nothing
and
on
exit.
Broadway to get in if it was a convenience.
We're not looking for a Broadway entrance at this point because NDOT, we have spoken with NDOT, and NDOT is in no interest in allowing an access point there. So, which is,
Go ahead.
Detention, are you guys gonna have a detention?
this Crownhurst development has detention immediately north of this lot,
Oh.
and this lot is served.
So you don't need that.
I do not need
in
detention.
area.
Nope.
Thank you.
Well, and another reason I bring that up, because of the church next door, and I do attend that church.
Mhm.
And there's an awful lot of traffic already that's increased utilizing that 96th Avenue or place. And there's a big concern with a lot of the parishioners as far as what kind of impact that's gonna be. It's not so much against the convenience store or gas station, it's what kind of situations are gonna arise if that's what we're looking at, and there's no other access to it. That means everybody's gotta come down that path.
96, correct. Yeah.
And trust me, and there's some gentlemen here from the church that I think are gonna say something as well, that it's quite a challenge at times to get out as it is right now without any light at the corner of Broadway and 96th Place.
Mhm.
And if this were to come in, I mean, a gas station or convenience store is gonna draw a good number of vehicles coming in and out.
So specifically to answer your question about a convenience store, gas station, typically, gas stations, convenience stores, they are for those folks who are already traveling on the roadway, to work, from work, at lunchtime. That's a little more consistent than those. Obviously, folks who even use the church will go get their, drink or, juice or whatever, at the convenience store. But I think those are already, these aren't necessarily destinations, so it doesn't really increase traffic. It's the people who are already in this area, using this road, who will for convenience, use that convenience store. Now, a future lot two, commercial development, that may be something different. I think, when that development does come before you, it'd behoove us to probably, put a traffic study together and, research those concerns and obviously supply them to the city. But for the convenience store, I don't know if those concerns are as, we'll say, as warranted, if you will, because again, these people I think are already in this area using the roadways. They just are using and stopping by, to get their drink or their gas at that time.
Well, I'll let the gentleman speak when their time comes up. I just brought that up, so. And is there still some uncertainty, or is that something that's, if this goes through, that's gonna be?
Yes, the gas station convenience store is, yes, it
Okay.
it is scheduled. If this is successful tonight,
Gotcha.
we'll be cranking up our engineering and getting it submitted as soon as we can.
Okay. Mr. Marshall,
You mentioned there was remonstrations against this. What was the nature of those?
Everything from traffic concerns for that intersection. Apparently there was a car accident there not that long ago, to just the idea of a gas station in general. Actually, we have more calls for remonstration against gas stations than we do people supporting them. We have calls for gas stations asking that when they shut down, like the one on North Main, that we keep them shut down. So
What's their reasoning for that?
they just feel we've got too many as it is.
But all we're talking about tonight is a commercial lot that wants to become a 2-lot subdivision. But,
Technically, yes,
I mean, you volunteered that it was gonna be a convenience store.
correct.
Which you didn't have to do.
Nope.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. I don't see, I mean, we do shared access driveways all the time. As far as, they take the cost of the property and location and size of the building, what they can they can rent it for. That's how they figure what they can build there. And I mean, we've lost buildings in Crown Point because we asked them to make the building smaller and not give them a variance. I know we lost one behind Speedway. It was a 3-year building. They had a drive-through. Never came back.
They are still in talks with us. Yes.
Yeah, but they never came back.
Yeah.
If I didn't know you personally, I would know that. I don't really see a problem with this, to be perfectly honest with you. It's a commercial lot. I mean, I understand the concerns of the church, but the church built a church in a commercial subdivision.
And as Russ had stated, when it comes to the concerns about traffic, that would also come in site development, we could request a traffic study.
Sure. Well, I mean, 96 and Broadway is a bad intersection. If one thing I'm an expert at is that's where the wrecks are at Crown Point. So I mean, and they're hard wrecks when they wreck there. There's no doubt about it. And 4 to 3:30 to 5:30 at night, it's hard to make left. It's hard to go north at that intersection from the church side of the road. There's absolutely no doubt in that whatsoever. But I mean, we're talking about a 2-lot commercial subdivision that's already rezoned it's already zoned as a commercial lot. And I mean, if they want to put 2 office buildings here, they could.
Yes.
I mean, they volunteered, they want to put a gas station, which. I
Which
don't
is
know
a
how many-
permitted use in B3.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how many gas stations is too many. I don't know that question. I don't know the answer to that question. But I don't really see a problem with this petition. to be perfectly honest with you.
Mr. Taylor?
So I think that, just like Broadway in INDOT, we want to limit our accesses points for traffic reasons. So I think that we regularly do that and do shared accesses for that reason. I think that the majority of the time we know what both properties are going to be though. And that's really my only struggle point. I think that I don't have a problem with the shared access with the setback. I think that probably at site development and the plan commission level is where the additional entrances and exits are going to become a problem for you guys, to be honest.
And to be reviewed and
Yeah.
any
And
specific
that's up to
requests would
them.
be looked at.
But as far as the shared access and the 0 setback, yeah, I think that's kind of consistent with what the city wants moving forward. That's all.
This is a public meeting. If there's anyone that would like to speak to this petition, it'd be an opportunity to come forth. You'll state your name and address for the record.
My name is Steph Kusimakowski, 9297 Michigan Drive, Winfield, Indiana. President of the board of St. Pierre and Paul. We got a letter a couple of days ago, in the matter of this, and, speaking the name of about 700 parishioners that come to our church, the access to 96th Street, or if you want to call it St. Peter and Paul Drive, it's very rough coming out of to go on Broadway. In April, we had an accident there and one of our parishioners almost lost their life. Especially with Amazon coming across the street, big trucks, left turn is impossible. I would say that if anything comes there, we definitely need a light, some kind of a light, some kind of a to have a right of way, you know, to just to make that turn. So, and bringing that two buildings there, it's going to be probably another couple of hundred cars a day. And I was reading last year, was it, that 109th Street takes about 14,000 cars, and Broadway probably does double of that. So, like Mr. Marshall stated, between 3 o'clock and about 5:30, it's impossible to make a right turn. Might as well making a left turn. So that's our concern.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, good evening. My name is Marian Trakovsky, 720 South Summit Park Court, Crown Point. I raise not in general, I'm not opposed to development, especially when somebody else owns the property and they want to develop something, provided that it's in accordance with the ordinances of the town or whatnot. My concern here is the 96th and Broadway. I have, looking at that graph, there's two lots. One of those, the entrance of the, I guess the what do you call it? A combined
Shared access.
Sure.
Right. That one is coming on the south side of 96th. And I'm not sure how it correlates with our own access to the parking lot. Is it directly across? A little bit left or right of that? That's a congestion point. But my primary concern, they already cited the accidents and everybody knows about those events. But if you look at down the street, I believe it's Casey's convenience store. We have that massive complex from Amazon. And if you go to Casey's at any time of the day, you'll see 15, 20 Amazon trucks getting gas there. No doubt the people that are trying to develop this have already considered that Amazon is across the street and they're going to need to get a fuel up. Why would Amazon go to Casey's when they can come across the street? If they come across the street, we don't have a light. We also have a lot of trucks. These trucks run 24/7 out of Amazon. This is going to create a nightmare scenario when it comes to traffic. I really have no problem if they want to divide this up into 4 lots, 10 lots, whatever you guys say. But I really have a problem with that entrance on 96th. They want to bring it all in from Madison Street, whatever that is, that Washington. You want to bring it in there? Have at it. You want to come from Broadway and put a light up there? Have at it. But to come in on that with Amazon and all those other, that huge complex with all the traffic, to me is a no-go. It's it would really cause havoc and problems in that, and therefore I'm, at least as far as I'm concerned, I would be against this. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Anyone online?
No, sir.
Second opportunity. Third and final. Last call online. Think we already taken care of everybody in-house? We'll close the public portion and bring it back to the board.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
First, if you make these buildings smaller, you could get parking in them, right? It's the choice of the owner to make the building larger. Make the variance between the building smaller to accommodate the ordinance that we have on the books now. Do it.
Well, when you reduce that and have two drives, that is, I mean, that's generally not as efficient or it's usually not as safe, but if you have two drive aisles in here, I think yeah, it'd be reduced by, 1,000 square foot, so it'd be a 60 by 90.
But it could be done, that's what I'm driving at. You know,
We'd have to look
if
at it.
buildings were smaller, you wouldn't even need to be looking for a variance. But what you've done is the owners want bigger buildings for more profit. And at the sacrifice of the ordinance.
Is the single drive in relation to the parking? Did you do that because you needed to add parking? Or did you do that for a different reason?
The single drive for the two lots?
Yeah.
Just generally, that's just the efficiency of, kind of adhering to the comp plan.
But not to create additional parking for code or what?
If I
guess
have two
that's-
different
that's
drive
how you took
aisles,
it,
I'd have
right?
to I'd have to re-review
That's
this,
how you
yes.
took it? They did it so that they could have the adequate parking? Is that what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I
Is
think
that what-
they can't make the parking work because you need a 24-foot drive aisle on each parcel. And if you pulled it back and just each one, rises and falls on its own merits.
Yeah.
Then
I mean,
to make it smaller.
I feel like that will create more traffic issues on like having more entrances off of 96. But I don't know.
Yeah, two entrances does, especially that proximity to each other, because you are trying to split between Washington and Broadway. So having, Broadway and Washington, which are not that far from each other, and having two driveways in between, that's generally not as good.
So I mean, if and I don't mean to take over your question, but if you put one gas station on this lot, you make it one lot, right?
Mhm.
You keep it as one lot. And you have one entrance to that gas station.
Mhm.
You have another entrance off of Washington. You don't have to come to us at all.
Correct.
Correct. So but because we're trying to add the second building, now we're creating this lot line, but we're still having one entrance to both, right?
Correct.
So in my opinion, it really just depends on what that building is. If we're creating additional traffic, I think we're helping the traffic as far as not adding more entrances. And I mean, I don't know, that's just my opinion. But when we don't know what that other building is, that's where I struggle.
Yeah, and generally, obviously, tonight is just for a variance, obviously consistent with what we've done before, but I think it's obviously listening loud and clear into the concerns of the public. Obviously, a traffic study, I think would be very warranted and required to express and to show, and evaluate any concerns of the public, for this commercial development or for any commercial development, that is.
I want to be clear here. You volunteered the gas station information, right?
Correct.
If you will come here in front of us asking for this without volunteering that, we'd be looking at just this from a traffic standpoint, having one access point for two lots, and you'd be going to site development then later, right, to have the re-subdivision done. It's this new information about the gas station, I think, is causing angst here. And I don't think that's not the issue at hand.
Yeah, and correct. I mean, obviously, the issue at hand is a variance, and obviously, as we present it,
Yeah.
You know, but and any concerns, whether I didn't tell you what it was or not, obviously there would be concerns from a general public for any new development coming in. So I think the result's still the same. We need to have a traffic study to obviously alleviate any concerns.
The practical difficulty challenge is size of the building. That goes to the heart of the issue.
It is an irregular shaped lot as it curves over to 96, because that does shrink down, the lot there on the west. And then obviously 96 is a front yard setback, Broadway is a front yard setback, and then, Washington is a front yard setback. So that does create some practical difficulties for commercial development.
Josh, gas stations are permitted in B3. Yeah.
What?
Do you remember when we wrote that?
So, yeah,
Is this a single lot subdivision right now? Or are there other lots that we're not seeing? I'm just looking at the bigger.
This is a
picture.
part of Crownhurst development, so it's one lot in Crownhurst development.
So is the church part of that then too?
No.
So everything to the north? of
Everything to the
96.
north is Crownhurst.
Typically on the shared access, we see, like half and half on the lot line. At least we've been seeing that. Is there a reason that this is drawn up as offset?
I think when my traffic engineer looked at it, I think it was just more, we might have actually looked at the other south driveway, and I think it's more in the middle of the Washington and Broadway. Is this a proposed driveway? I think is east of their driveways of the church,
It is east.
for sure, yeah.
I still think practical difficulty is self-created. I can't see it past that.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna ask a question. Look, I get all the questions here and I understand the concerns. But I mean, is this like in math, like a permutation combination type of question? Order matters. I mean, what if we would have gone to site development first and asked them to divide this lot into two, and then later come asking for a variance after the fact? I mean, I think we would have been a lot more receptive had it been done that way. So order does matter. You follow what I'm saying here? I don't want to, this is my personal point of view. I don't want to hold them in a negative way for doing something that I think we would have done in a different order anyway. I think the whole issue here is that we know it's gonna be a gas station. And if it weren't for that, I think we'd have a lot easier time with this, but
That's not.
I'm not speaking for you.
That's
I'm just listening to other
That's not
people.
house.
Okay.
And I brought up what I brought up, and I think the gentleman did as well, just for clarity, because the word got out that that's what was possibly going.
Sure.
And as representation from the church, obviously you felt compelled to come here and at least identify what the concern is.
Absolutely.
It's not that they are opposed to convenience store or gas station, it's how's it gonna impact that area is the question. So
Of course, and those are things I think specifically that will have to be and will be addressed by looking at it with a traffic study that is typically done, in the subdivision and the site development process, which we would do that next, assuming we are successful.
I think that's the only thing that I can ask for is that careful consideration goes into all of that
Yes.
if this were to go forward.
Absolutely.
Because as the gentleman said, our entry and exit is on the opposite side. Are we gonna butt heads with that? Is that gonna create a bigger problem? 96 and Broadway is already been identified as a very challenging location? Are we gonna make it even more challenging? And those are the concerns. If there's answers to those concerns, then maybe that's not a problem of them being where they're at. Obviously it can be there,
Sure,
but we just have to find the right way to make it be if that were to be the case.
of course.
Well, in an effort to get some more discussion, I'll make a motion to approve petition 25-45 with the caveat that it is the approval of only the middle proposed lot line. No other setbacks are being as a part of this variance, and all staff comment.
So Jeremy, you're saying
Well,
just
I
lot
don't-
one then?
I suspect that as they go through site development, this is gonna change quite a bit. And with that being the case, I'm only willing to move forward on that one setback. If they have to move the building towards Broadway, or they have to move the building back towards the lot line, I'm only willing to do this shared access setback in the middle of the two.
Then up to what, where it says lot one?
That is where we're looking at, right? The middle.
The middle lot line, yes.
Right. Is that, you understand?
So it would be lot one that you're granting at the present time.
Well,
Variance of lot one up to that
So-
line.
So are we
If-
going to approve it subject to the re-subdivision of that lot? I think that's the question, right?
We'd have to,
As depicted.
we'd have to,
As
unless you
depicted
just
here,
do
yeah.
the variance of lot one right now and address the variance of lot two later. It's not how it's
We
being
don't even
asked
have a
tonight.
lot one, it's just as depicted on that.
so
So
it'll be as depicted.
as depicted, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legally, I think Joe can respond, but I mean, the intent is for two lots, so as depicted or subject to, you know, creating a, you know, two lots with a, you know, the middle side yard setback.
I mean, I don't doubt, and this is just discussion, I don't doubt that plan commission is gonna say line up the entrance with one of the three entrances across the street to the church. Not sure which one, but there's three entrances and exits to the church I see on the satellite view. So if they need to move that, and that goes into lot two, like that's what I'm saying, like, I guess I suspect that driveway is gonna end up being moved. And I don't want them to move the buildings or to move anything else without coming in front of us. That's my opinion on that.
Russ, when you were doing your subdivision approval,
It'd be, obviously, if this is successful, the engineering would be in full speed ahead, and then the planning would be same thing, full speed ahead.
why don't you just do the subdivision approval and defer this until it's done?
Because I think the reason for this is to generally get the acceptance of a lot line generally here with access points generally there. Obviously, we can adjust the, you know, based on some of the concerns about tonight and creation and looking at a traffic study. But I think it behooves us to get this done tonight.
The owner needs to make his profit calculation.
That's what it's all about. Don't do this, lose money.
So to be clear, you wouldn't go forward with a subdivision of this one lot without knowing.
I can't technically answer that. The client would have to answer that, but I'm just stating my assumptions to the reasoning for it to keep it up tonight.
Well, I'll second Jeremy's motion just so we can take a vote on this.
Now, a motion by Mr. Taylor for approval of the petition, seconded by Mr. Sauerman. Is there any further discussion?
I just want a clarification exactly what we're doing. The variance only is going to apply for lot one up to that lot line right now, is what your motion is, I think.
Yes, it only applies to that center
Okay, so
lot division.
okay,
Now,
and then,
I don't know that, the problem is, I don't know that he's not gonna have to put that driveway onto lot two.
Right.
And so,
we go, yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I guess regardless of where the driveway is, whether it's down the center of the lot line or offset west or offset east, it is still a 0, side yard setback of this middle lot line only
On lot one and lot two.
Yes.
And proposed lot two,
on proposed lot 2, correct?
because he may have to move it onto that lot, right? But I just, only that center division lot line, because I don't wanna give him a 0 setback on the back lot or on
Correct.
anything like that,
so you're talking here.
yes.
Okay, so he's talking just approval of a driveway with a 0 right in the middle of that lot.
And that's
One
what
lot.
you're asking, right? Am
Yes.
I wrong?
No, yeah, specifically to try to keep it as simple as possible, it is only a 0 side yard setback for the created side yard of,
You don't need one on the Washington Street.
we don't need one, well, Washington's a front yard setback. The only thing that would be, I guess technically, the north property line is you could consider it a rear yard, you could consider it a side yard. That is the only,
But we're not
Side.
granting that.
That is- there are no setbacks, yep. it is only for a created middle
Yes.
side yard setback of 2 lots.
Doesn't fall backward. There should be 2 lots, if I would consider.
If we were to approve this, you're looking at 2 buildings and something changes to where that shared access has to move further to lot 2. And that shrinks down the size of the building, what happens with that?
If the drive access to the west here, I think what the location of the lot line, I think that is really determinant of the traffic study and the location and the final location of that driveway access to, so with that lot line shift west or east, a few feet.
I have one additional question. So what is the idea of development of this? So one thing I just thought about is you guys come in and you get our approval for lot 1 and lot 2, the side setback like the motion states, and you develop lot 1 as a gas station.
Mhm.
And then lot 2 sits there empty. Okay. And then we're opening our doors up for anything to come in there with this setback. So is this all gonna be a one development? Are you gonna present this at Plan Commission as one development? Or, because that may change my motion. I may only give you, in my motion, a lot 1 side yard setback to 0. You know what I'm saying? Because then,
Yeah.
if you want to develop that later into something other than this, I don't want that to be out there forever.
I don't, and again, I haven't really spoken specifically to the client about this, but my intent is to not design fully the lot 2. So I think to answer your question correctly is we are not going to bring the site development petition for lot 2. It'd be a standalone for lot 1 right now with the side yard setback being 0. On lot 1, I guess, technically.
It's gonna be a floating variance.
Yeah, so like that's.
Well, I mean, you know, if this is approved with the side yard, then obviously, however, the lot two, you know, building gets shaped differently, or a parking configuration gets shaped a little differently, you know, to adhere to a specific user, we would still, obviously, if this is a successful, we'd still utilize that pavement in that middle side yard access where parking goes, and then a driveway access between the two.
I'll be honest, it kind of changes my direction. Because I don't, like, if you don't know what's going in there, I'm not granting in my opinion, I'm not gonna grant a variance for you guys to decide later what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah, I'm having the same problem here. I'm gonna go back to what Mr. Irack said. I think the order needs to be changed here. I think this needs to go to site development. And you need to divide this lot into two and then come back. That gives us more certainty with what we're looking at.
To do site development, it's got a plat goes through.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, plat. Site development.
So I'll withdraw my motion.
I'll withdraw my second.
I think we're off the rails here. Hey, we're
Good
just
chance
talking,
of it.
we're just talking about a single lot commercial subdivision that wants a 0 lot line between the two lots when it splits into two. And that's, if it meets the ordinance, that's all we're voting on. We can't decide, we can't base our vote on what might be there. I don't know, there might be a jack in the box. I mean, it doesn't really matter, as long as it fits the ordinance and it fits the setbacks, it don't matter what it is. I think we're trying to, I don't know what we're trying to do here. It's just my opinion. I don't know, what do you think, Judge?
Well, I mean, they're here because it doesn't fit the setback in the ordinance.
It's self-created.
It is, I mean, it seems as though as of right now, it's self-created.
Where I'm struggling is that there's no set, we don't even know where this lot line is, and we're trying to grant, you know, a variance for it.
Well, this lot line is right here where they drew it. I mean, they're gonna have ordinance for where the lot line is. We're not just giving them 0 setback without a lot line. I mean, it's right here, right, Russ?
That's what we'd like to do, yeah. We'd like to plat it as this lot line.
But it's not guaranteed.
I can't guarantee anything until I submit it, until it gets approved.
I think the reason here is because if they don't get a shared access driveway, they're not gonna spend the money to split the lot or anything. I guess a new project, that'll take up the whole lot.
Or they construction pencils, make buildings smaller and build the project pursuant to the codes and ordinances that are around. Instead of running to the BCA every time somebody wants to build a bigger building than they want to. They're allowed to.
I don't think it's just. Compared to everything else. You're saying that everything on Broadway at 107th, all those buildings that are next to each other are all, you wouldn't approved any of them. Wouldn't approved striking Van
Every
Til's.
petition stands on its own.
It does stand on its own, but.
Those are platted lots out there.
and
We
you-
know where,
and you
we
allow-
know where the lines are. Oh,
And you
we
cross
don't know
access.
where the line is on this or where it may be. For sure.
You have buildings that are on an island, 107th Broadway, on platted lots, and if they don't cross the neighbor's driveway, they can't get to their building.
Those are platted lots again, once again.
But if you had
We know
said,
where the
I'm not
line
gonna give you shared access, they couldn't get there.
But we know where the lines
We know where the line is here.
are.
I think we could possibly tie any motion to an exact location, and if it varies, there's no further, the variance doesn't apply. I mean, you establish where it's at. Maybe going back to like what Jeremy.
I think the only way you're gonna be successful now is to defer it and come back to the planning commission with a re-subdivision. Show the exact line where you're gonna put the subdivision. Not trying to tell you what to do, I'm just telling you my opinion.
I think, obviously I don't have the owner with me here tonight. I think I would like to request a deferral for this variance.
Make a motion to defer.
A motion by Mr. Taylor to defer.
You withdrew your motion.
I did.
You did. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. Marshall. Further discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Secretary, if you'll call the roll.
Dick Sauerman,
Yes.
Jeremy Taylor,
Yes.
John Marshall, Dan Rohane,
Yes.
Nick Nosovich.
Yes. Deferral is granted. Next on the agenda, miscellaneous. Anything under miscellaneous?
We had our last Tuesday meeting in November, we had a no action petition. Do you know what the status of that is?
I do. So the fire department has gone in, that is.
Still operating?
Fire department's gone in, done their inspection, from what I'm hearing, everything passed for them. He is still working to get the building department out there to do their inspection. So it is still tabled. Now, in speaking with legal, it looks like the way it works is after he gets these inspections, if everything passes, he doesn't even come directly back to the board. What happens is I let the board know we are looking to untable the discussion. You guys then have to vote to untable it. He can then present at the next meeting after he sends out legal notices again.
He gets a state release.
Correct.
Where it's actually-
That's gonna have to come in with the building department. Where exactly that's gonna be required, I'm not certain, but it is still something he's going to need if the building department needed it.
But he's still operating.
They're still operating.
Every day.
I mean, he's even got a posting on Facebook looking for clients. I happen to come across that, so.
You know, that,
I mean, we knew that
I
that could
brought the whole
possibly
character
happen, but
thing in that
now
meeting.
you're kind of throwing it in our face by advertising on Facebook.
Yeah,
Come on in.
that's exactly consistent with the concern I had at that meeting. There's a character issue. And, you know, forgive me,
So he'll come back and say, yeah,
Yeah,
forgive me, I made a
Yeah,
mistake.
I didn't know, didn't really want this stuff, I thought maybe you wanted this stuff, I didn't really know you wanted stuff.
so why can't we stop them?
Joe, I'm gonna defer that to you. I don't actually know how.
Well, I mean, if somebody, there's violations, they can cite them and take them to court on the
Get daily fines,
Yeah,
right?
do we
Daily
have stated fines for that, or is that?
daily fines, yeah.
But I mean, are they stating the dollar amount, or is that something that?
That's established by the courts. There's a between 0 and I don't know what
I
our
believe it was
max.
like $300 a day.
Yeah,
the-
for every day that the event occurs.
But we clearly
That was part
identified,
of- that was part of a deposition that I was a part of.
I think we clearly identified to him that he shouldn't be doing any business. So all that got cleared up and he said, yes.
I mean, $20 a day is, you know, it's a cost of business. $1,000 a day is, you're out of business.
Depends on what business.
Well, in this business I'm talking about.
Well, if you're, so with all, you're entertaining a motion to adjourn, I will.
I got one. Sorry, are you still doing the minutes, Ben?
Yes,
You're doing an excellent job.
thank you,
Mhm.
I think your new format is fantastic.
thank you, I really appreciate that.
So I thought they were good before and I think they're better now.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Put that,
Got it.
A motion,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, before that, just to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I think this
Same to you.
It could be off the record, but it just.
Oh, we'll close.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thanks.
25 is over. We'll see you next year.
Hard to believe.